Hey guys, it's Tara. I am Keisha. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I've only met her online. I am her Color Street independent nail stylist, doing the party for her this week. Actually, she's doing a party for me. And as promised, I am going to do my first ever live pedicure. So this ought to be really funny. Me struggling, trying to reach my feet. Yeah. Anyway, I want to show you just how easy it is. Tomorrow's fingernail application will go much smoother. They're easy. They're just as easy to put on your toenails, but with the middle-aged chub I got going on, it's a little hard to reach my toes sometimes. So, that's where the struggle will be. Not the actual application, but the getting there. So, I'm going to wait and see if a couple people pop on. Tag a couple people to see if you guys are available. I'm trying to remember who actually requested this. I think Beth. I think I got you all. Hopefully a few other people see me pop on. I'm just going to wait a minute before I get started. I will post this to the group when it's finished, so if anybody misses it or comes in the middle, you can catch the replay at your convenience. Sorry I had to do this a little early. Normally my lunch break is not till noon or so, but I have a conference call today from 1 to 2 o'clock, so I had to make sure that I could get this in without rushing you guys before I had to be on my calls, and maybe grab some food too. Oh, I brought my, if you want to put, I left it on the, here, nobody's on yet. Technical difficulties. I brought this so.
You might want to move that out from that close to your face.
So that you can join the live. And I also sent you the invite just in case that doesn't work. That way you can see if it's not good in the camera or if anybody asks questions or whatever. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. As I mentioned, we will be attempting a pedicure today. I did my feet last night, did my toes last night, everything except the polish. And what I decided to do is I'm actually going to use leftovers for this pedicure so that you guys can see that you can get more out of the pack than just one manicure. But before I do that, I want to show you what comes in a pack. So this is one of our new spring sets. It's called Long Time No See. And I will be using this for my manicure tomorrow, so I have no problems opening it now. I'm just going to open the paper packet. I am not going to remove it from its plastic because Color Street is 100% nail polish. It's 95% cured so that it's still pliable and sticky on just the back so that you can adhere it to your nail. And since it is 100% nail polish, as soon as you open the foil packet, the plastic packet, and expose it to the air, it will begin to dry. So this is the packet that it comes in. And inside that packet is one plastic packet of 16 strips. 2 sets of 8. So what you see here in front of you, there's actually a second one behind it that you can't see. This enables you to, they're all in different sizes so that you can mix and match and get the right size for your finger or toe. You always want to pick one that is slightly bigger versus slightly smaller than the nail you're trying to put it on, because you can remove the excess, and that part's really, really simple. But if you use one that's a little bit too small, you can't cover what isn't there, right? You can't make it cover what it doesn't fit. So it's always better to go a little bit bigger and remove the excess. So anyway, that's what it looks like when you bring it out. And like I said, there's 2 strips of those 8 in there for a total of 16. So also in the packet, I might as well show you. If I can get it out, I did not pre-open this packet. Okay, I can't get it out. I will show you tomorrow when I do the manicure. There is also a nail prep pad, which actually I'm going to need because I put lotion on my feet this morning. nail prep pad, and a small nail file. So we got that going. Then I want to show you, this one really gives you a good idea. So this is Luck of the Stylish. This was one of our St. Patty's Day sets. And this is all I have left of the pack. And I'm going to use that on my toes. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in there. This might be a stretch. This might be a stretch, but we're gonna make it work. So usually I would use this big one, if you can see that. One on each toe, and then use a mixture of the little ones to do my smaller toes. But I ended up using this big one already from this second strip. So I only have the one, and I'm not sure this is quite long enough, but we are gonna make this work. You're gonna see how you can do this, because I'm gonna do some jerry rigging here, and it's still gonna look good, promise you. All right, so that's there. And then I also have from our spring line, which I used last week, it's a clear overlay palm before the storm. I thought I would put that on my big toes. All the other toes are way too small for this particular pattern, so that's why I will only put it on my big toes. So let me get the camera situated here. I'm going to try putting it on the tripod, but if I can't get that to work correctly when I turn this down toward my feet, then my poor teenager is going to have to sit here and hold the phone, so that ought to be entertaining. Okay, so here we go. So I am going to, I'm also sitting on my steps, if you can see, because I decided that would be so much easier to bend over and try and put it on my toes. I'm very proud of myself for coming up with that idea. I'm going to open these up and just get the stuff out. Here's the main one. I'm just going to go ahead and take them all out because I really don't know which ones I'm going to end up. And for the sake of time, hey Tish, for the sake of time, it depends on how long this ends up taking. It shouldn't take super long, but I've only done a few pedicures on myself because they normally last pretty long, especially when I'm in sandals. When I'm in socks and shoes, the socks tend to rub on the toe and the toenail, and then you get a little more wearing of the polish. But I found last summer when I'm in sandals, I can get like weeks and weeks and weeks, like a month or more, out of a pedicure, and it still looks awesome. So there, I got them out, and then where's my other one? And then I'm gonna need these as well. So I have a little more going on in this palm of the storm because I only used a few of them last week when I did my manicure. Which, by the way, whoop, can you see me? Which, by the way, still looks pretty darn good for being on like day 9 or day 10 here. I did them a week ago Sunday, so. But I'm going to take all that off tonight, and we will be doing a live again tomorrow so you can see me do my manicure. So I'm trying to get these back in the plastic, but it's taken me a hot minute here. I like to try and put them in as soon as I know what I don't need from it to kind of help them from drying out on me, and then as soon as I'm done, I go ahead and I reseal them with a flat iron. So there we go. Let's see, can you guys see what's going on here? All right, what does that look like? Are you gonna be able to see my toes?
It didn't switch yet.
What do you mean? Oh,
Yes.
what about when I move them back? Okay, just making sure.
It looks like this.
Oh, keep it facing this way so I can see. That'd be awesome. Thank you. Okay, so there's a delay here. This drives me nuts. I'm always asking Abby what's going on. And there's a delay, Mom. There's a delay. Okay, so trying to see. Okay, So now you can see that I have, I'm trying to get it in the camera. Now you can see that I have the largest strip. I'm going to use that one on my big toe. Actually, may not be the largest strip. Actually, it looks like it's the second to largest. Ah, you know what? I think the largest in this packet was the plaid. And I wanted the plaid on my fingernails, so I used them. Did not think this one through, but that's okay. We're going to make this work. Yeah, we are going to make this work. So there is a plastic film, which I accidentally pulled off before I started, that sits on top of this. It's just one more thing that they use to try and keep the strips from completely drying out. And you always want to peel that off first before you do anything else. Always, always, always. Because if you don't peel this little bugger off, it is next to impossible to get off once you break the tab. Just saying. What?
Well, there's a lot of comments on your screen and I can't see any of them.
Probably from the delay, so they'll pop up.
No, they just go away for no reason. There's not a delay on the comments, it's just the video because it takes a second to transmit out.
I don't know. Abby said there's a bunch of comments, but she's not seeing them all on the device that she's on. So if you guys have questions or anything, we'll have to swing back and answer them once this is over. Sorry about that.
If I do it like that, I can see them now.
I'm just judging size right now because, as I mentioned, I didn't think this completely through. That I didn't have the largest ones I use. So normally what I would do is I would take the biggest one.
Right now, all you can see is your scalp.
Can you keep? All right, whatever. How about now?
Yes, just your scalp. Lower that to your toes. Why is it so high? What was the point of it being so high? I'm just not realizing this. Give it a second. There we go. That's a lot better.
All right. So, before I start, I actually almost forgot. So last night I did, I got most of the rough off. There was still a little bit here, but I got most of the rough off the bases of my feet. I'll work on that again tonight. I don't have to have all that off in order to put the polish on. I buffed my nails. I had left the last polish on a little bit too long, and it's the same as any other nail polish because it is nail polish, 100%. If you leave it on too long, you will see little marks in your nails. It is not the product. It is not a problem with the product. Anybody who has left nail polish on for way too long, be honest. Tell me you didn't have little white marks on your toes. Anyway, so I buffed them because I had the last set on for over a month. I tend to like my toenails really, really short, which is why you're probably looking at them going, oh my God, where are her toenails? I like them short. Sorry. I also did the whole lotion thing. I used a rubber cuticle pusher, which I forgot to bring and show you, but you all probably know what that looks like to push down my cuticles this morning. It's always a good thing to do before you get started. I did it just out of the shower, so my cuticles were still damp so that I would not damage them. And I'm just going to use the nail prep pad to go ahead and wipe off each nail, and you should always do this before you start. Because if you have any lotion or oils or residue on your nails, it will make it more difficult to adhere and you could potentially have some lifting.
They went away again.
So, now I was just trying to figure out if I can split this one. It looks like I can split this one. If I can't, I'm going to file later. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and, so normally I would tell you to, maybe I will do that. They have a little handy dandy tab there that you can use to help you lift it. And anchoring it to the tab is really, really helpful in trying to get placement so that you're not touching the sticky part. So what you want to do is you want to get it down as close to your cuticle as you can without actually being on the cuticle. Because as with any other polish, any other nail products, if you are on your cuticle or your skin, it's not going to adhere, and it's there, and it's going to eventually peel up, and we don't want that. So I'm just trying to, they are fairly repositionable if you haven't pushed them down all the way, and I'm just trying to get good placement here so that I get good coverage on this nail. So then once I have the placement I want, you just want to start down by your cuticle and press up. Press it down on the sides. Now you will notice I am missing a little bit here. That's because of the size of the one I choose. This is nothing wrong with the product. I picked a pack where I did not have the largest one left, so this is my fault. Not going bare toes yet. I can totally live with this for now. It's really, even the perfectionist in me is like, meh, who cares? And then I have the other half to do my other toe, and I just pulled the little tabby off the end. And I'm just going to move to the other toe. Whoops. Try not to rip it. And I'm going to place it and just push up. Make sure that's all pressed up against my toe. And then I'm just going to take my fingernail, my thumbnails like I did with the other one, and I'm just going to remove the excess. Hey, Ab, can you get me a paper towel? I got a little too, And then if you have any excess along the edges, and this works the same way with your fingernail, when you do your fingernails, you just use your thumbnail, thank you, to remove it. Bring my other one back in. I did not remove the excess on this one. Now I'm going to pull out that little handy dandy file that I mentioned earlier that comes with the set. Oh my lord, they changed the packaging on them. This is shrink wrapped. It didn't used to be shrink wrapped. It used to be in a little cellophane bag. If I knew they changed the packaging, I would have done this ahead of time. So if you don't have it all off, all the excess off along the edge of your nail, you should take a little nail file and going in one direction, you just file the excess off. This usually works better on my fingernails. I think it's because I keep my toenails so short. I'm having a harder time getting up against the edge here. You'll see tomorrow how simple it is on the fingernails. So look at that, one toe done. And again, just try and go in the same direction so that you don't fray it or tear it. And just push it all into place. Now these you want to give this about 30 minutes to cure. It's dry on the top. You can touch it. It's not going to ding. It's not going to smudge. It's not going to stick to your fingers. Only the bottom part that goes against your nail is tacky. But it does need some time to cure and complete the drying process. So, for example, I probably won't put my socks back on for half an hour to an hour once I'm done here, just so that it has time to sit and do its thing. So now, should I do a little bit of plaid on one of them? I don't know. Let's do the plaid. I wasn't going to, but now I think I want to. So there's the plaid one. I'm going to do that one on a couple of my bigger toes. You actually, I have not tried this, but I've seen other stylists do this, and there's actually a challenge for it. You actually technically could get a whole pedicure out of like 3 strips. I have not perfected that yet, but I mean, you see here how long the strip is, And these are regular fingernail manicure strips, by the way. These are not from our pedicure line. The pedicure line is slightly squared off on the bottoms here where this is rounded to better fit like the average toenail. But I'll be honest, I've actually never used our pedicure strips because I always have leftovers from my manicures, and this has worked just fine for me. So, you know, why bother? And now I'm going to go over and I'm going to do this toe. Do you see how I have like pretty much, I used both ends, but I still have like half a strip left on this one. I mean, I wouldn't save it, but I could totally use it on another toe. So for right now, I think I'm going to put it back on here just because I might come back to that. Haven't decided yet. I'm just pushing down to make sure that I got it everywhere. Stuck to the nail. This one's a little more. Where's my rubber cuticle pusher when I need it? So now I'm going to try and use the tiniest one in the pack. I think I can get maybe 2 toenails out of this one, possibly 3. Peel that clear protective barrier off. Peel up the nail strip. Gonna anchor it on there so I have something to hold on to, and a little too small for there. So when you're doing your fingernails, the order you do the nails is rather important to make application easy, but when you're doing your toenails, it's really not as important because you don't need to use them in the process. I'll explain tomorrow the best order to do your fingernails in.
When you're done, put your hair up with this.
I'll just try and stay above it. It's alright.
What?
I don't want to put my hair up.
Well, it's in the screen.
Well, I'll try and be more careful. Here, look, I'll do this.
Getting like microscopic view of your follicles.
Sorry guys, told you I never did a pedicure online before. This one is actually wider on this side. They are slightly differently shaped on each end. Like the same strip is slightly narrower on one end than the other to help you get a better fit. Which is why it fit this toe on the one end, but the tiniest toe on the other end. But look at this. I still have like half a strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to put it on the next toe, and whoops. And use my fingernails, my thumbnail to break off any excess. Make sure I'm pushing that down. See, my toenails are pretty small. Now I know where my kid gets it from. And I usually have a hard time when I get to these last 2 toenails with getting it to stick well. Yeah, that one just doesn't want to have polish on it. Let's try this again. And look at this, I think this is just enough to do my pinky toe. See, now I'm kind of seeing how they get it out of 3. There we go. Yes, I'm getting this all over my rug. I'm going to have to vacuum when I'm done here. Did not think that part through. So there, that one's all done. And I still have a couple more, 2 more toes on this one. So again, I'm going to take the tiniest strip. And I'm going to pull it off. Only this time, because I want to do my second toe, I'm going to actually anchor the opposite end and pull the little strip, the little tab off, so that I can do, oops, sorry, I meant the middle toe. So that I can easily do the middle toe. And I think part of my struggle on the other foot was 1, the size of my toenails, and 2, because I had broken the top off before I went ahead and did that. So look at this, and we're only into 30 minutes here. And that's with the struggle and the introduction in the beginning. So, I mean, it's really quick. Oops, this one's tiny. It's going to give me trouble again. Those darn tiny toenails. There. I think it's missing a little on the side. So you can actually, with the solids and the glitters, you can actually do a little bit of repair if you make a mistake. They're very forgiving. I have found the glitters more so than the solids. The solids you might see the repair a little bit, but oh, son of a gun.
Did it just fly off?
It did, because my toenails are too little at that end of the foot, and they just don't want anything to do with either that, or I did not get enough of the lotion off. I swear, guys, I never have this much of a problem. It is totally because I agreed to do it live on my toenails. I firmly believe that is the issue today. It's like Murphy's Law. There. And give that baby some time to stick. So then the last thing I want to do is, I don't know if you guys remember, but I took out Palm before the storm, and I just wanted to put that on my big toes for just a little added extra fun. So I'm gonna do this one first, and I'm using the biggest one for this, and it's the same as the first layer. You're just gonna stick it on there, rub it all down. And put it on my other one. And that's it. They are done. Now I've had 2 layers on my big toes because I did the overlay. If it was barefoot weather, I would probably put a clear coat or our clear as day over the rest of the toes just so that I can get a little bit longer wear out of them. I mean, these will definitely last me at least a week, but I don't do my toes a lot during the summer. Probably maybe about once a month or so, unless I really, really want something different. So there's my toes, all done. I'm not going to bother with the clear as day this time, though, just to save some time. I'm going to turn this back up and see if you guys honey up. I'm only seeing Tish's comments, so.
Yeah, she was the only one.
Yeah, thank you, Tish. Which one did you like when, I think she might be going too.
Yeah.
So, note to self, next time I do this, have the camera a little bit lower than I did. Oh, you still here, Tish? Somebody's still here. Anyway, that's that. It was about a half an hour to do my toes. They're dry. I can go walk around, do whatever I want. Don't need those little toe separators. Don't need those funky flip-flops we get at the salon. And everything you need to keep your toes done during this time where we're all stuck at home. Gives you something to do, and you got pretty toes. Can't complain. Yeah, Palm Before the Storm. I really like that too. I did that on my fingernails last week with the same set. So I'm really liking that one. Tomorrow I'm going to do, when I do my fingers, I'm going to do Long Time No See. And if I can find it, I think I'm going to do less bitter, more glitter over it. So I'm excited to try that out. I wish I had time to do that again today too, but I don't. So I'm on my lunch break. I need to get some food before my conference call. So thanks for coming. I hope this was helpful. If anybody's catching us on the replay, feel free to post comments, ask questions, whatever. I will see them pop up in the group and I can answer you then. Bye.